and see, okay, so this is an example of we started multiplication of fractions. I'm going to go back to this number 5 that we did not do yesterday. And in fact, I'm going to write this on the paper. Normally with multiplication, you can just go straight across. And I think we did this yesterday. Oh no, we did not multiply straight across. We said, right. So on this one, again, it's assignment number, I want to make sure I get this down, 38 and 39. All right. So just to review from yesterday, we said that if you have a great big fraction, if I have, well, in fact, I'll make a small one. Normally, if you have a small fraction, you can go, let me see, 2 times 5. How can I solve that? Yes, ma'am.
Crossing the 2's. You break up the 5. No, you cannot.
You cannot break up the 5. Multiply straight across. There's nothing you can cancel, so we're going to go straight across. So this is 15. All right. The problem is, and that's pretty easy. Even if I had one like this, even if I had 25 times 3 over 4, I could go straight across, but I would still have to do what? Simplify. You'd still have to simplify. So I'm going to divide by 2, which is 3/10. Okay. So that's where yesterday we said, if you look at it before, is there anything on the top that we could reduce with anything on the bottom? Yes. What? 2 and 4. The 2 and the 4. So the object is to reduce first before it gets too big. This isn't that big that we could just go straight across and reduce. But you're going to see in a minute that we're going to get one that's really big. So I'm going to divide by 2, which is 1. 4 divided by 2 is 2. And then what do we get? Nothing else can divide into anything else. So then what would you do with what's left? Multiply straight across. So, and these little slashes we said were 1s. 1 times 3 is 3. 5 times 2 is 10. So we get the same thing. So with that said, let's write down on your paper the number 5. So the number 5 is, it's a big one. It is 8, 12, 36, 4, 40. Okay. All right, in fact, well, I'm going to write down, this is the number 5. I'm also going to write down the number 4 because I'm going to do it in 2 different ways that you are able to do it. And again, there's no room on your worksheet, so if you wouldn't mind, go ahead and write that on your paper. Oops, 2, 4. And I'll make this so you can see it. If you can't see it, let me know. Again, I'm writing down the 5 and the 4. Okay. So we'll go back to 5. Okay. So we said yesterday, if you have 2 divided by 2, what's 2 divided by 2? Is 1. So if we see the same number over the same number, we can reduce it and make it slimmer. So that's the object up here. So the first thing you want to look at on this number 5. Which one? 8 and 14. Yeah, so right now I don't see any exact match. So that's the next thing you want to do. I don't know if I'd go to the 8 right away. That's a good choice. But look at this 6. This 6 over here. Does 6 go into anything on top? Into the 36. Or it could go into the 12. So which one do you prefer? 36. So we'll divide this. On this one, I'm going to divide. So we divide both of them by 6. 6 divided by 6 is 1. These little slashes are 1. 36 divided by 6 is 6. Okay. In fact, with that 6 that I just got, does anybody see anything on the bottom that 6 will go into? Yeah, and I should have prefaced this by, before I even started, do you want to multiply straight across on all these 8 times 12 times 36 times 4? No. No, because then it's going to be impossible to reduce. That's why we're reducing it first. So somebody just said the 6 goes into what? The 18. So you can reduce that out again. So we'll divide by 6. Divided by 6 is 1. 18 divided by 6 is 3. Okay. Well, in fact, look at that 3 that I just got. In fact, I've got 2 3s. Does that 3 go into anything on top?
12.
Into the 12. So we're going to be dividing by what number? By 3. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. Those slashes are 1. 12 divided by 3 is 4. Okay. Okay, and I'm going to ask this again like I asked yesterday. Am I able to cancel or reduce the 4 on the top and this 4 on the top?
No.
Very good. No, because there's no division sign. 1 has to be on the top. This line means divide over 1 on the bottom. So now let's go back to the one Tennyson said. Let's look at the 8 and the 14. 8 doesn't go into 14, but is there a number that will go into both?
8 times 12.
2. 2 goes into both of them. So we can, when you're dividing by 2, you can just cut them in half. Half of 8 is 4. Half of 14 is 7. Okay. So I'm going to kind of start circling what I have so I don't lose anything here. It still looks kind of big to me, but I think that might be it. And by the way, I'm going to cross this out because that's not part of the problem. All right. So does 4 go into any of these numbers down here?
No.
No. Who knows what we have to do then? Multiply straight across. Now we can multiply straight across. It's a little bit more manageable. So 4 times 4 is 16. Does anybody know what 16 times 4 is?
64.
64. And if you need to check that out, 16 times 4 is 64. So that is going to be 64 over, what is the bottom number? 21. Very good. Okay. And then in this case, again, my box size is 21. It holds 21 pieces. I've got 64 chocolates on my counter that I just made. How many boxes am I able to fill?
3.
Very good. Wow. Okay, so 3. And then any leftovers, I'm going to put in a size 20, 21. I've used 3 full boxes times 21. I've used 63 pieces to fill up those 3 boxes. How many are left?
1.
And I heard you guys saying it. Excellent. Very good. Wow. Okay. So let me see. Is that okay? So now I'm going to do it a second way on this number 4. And you can choose the method that you want to use. All right. All right. So let's start up here. Who wants to tell me a number you can start with?
9.
Well, 9. Does a number on top have a 9, or is there a number on top that?
You could break it down.
Okay, and that's the method we want to use on this one. So we're going to use the breakdown method. So what 2 numbers make 9? So 3 and 3. And kind of look ahead because I see a 3 there, and we'll cross them out in just a moment. All right. Does 4 go into 24? Yeah, and you can start, by the way, on top or bottom. So I'm not going to break down the 4, but I'm going to break this into a what times a what? 4 times 6. I don't want to make it 2 times 12 because I want to cancel out that 4. So I'm going to make it 4 times 6. And then, how can we break up? Let me go back here. The 15. So 3 times 5. And then if I make this 3 times, everything looks like it's broken up. What about the number, this 10? 2 and 5. And again, we're not going to break up the 4 because it's going to cancel off of that. Can we? Should we break up the 27? What's the only way you can break it up? Is 3 times 9. Excellent. All right, so here we go. So with this method, now you just look for the exact same number on top and the exact same number on the bottom. So do you see anything that's the same?
3.
So 3 and 3, that's a 1. Anything else? So here's the 5. We'll just kind of go in order. The 5 and the 5. And then here's a 3. Again, we're just going straight. So is there a 3 on the bottom?
Yes.
So 3 and 3. And, oh, there is a 2. Good, good. So 2 and 2. And we're right here. Is there a 4?
Yes.
a 4 and a 4. Oh, somebody, oh, that is 6, 4 times 6. All right, so 4 and 4. All right, and let's see what we're left with. We're,
So like the 6 and that 3, could you like cross out that 3 and make that 6 and 2?
You sure can. So again, now I'm just going to divide. Does 3 go into the 6?
Yeah.
So 3 goes into 6. How many times?
2.
2 times. All right, and so we've got the 2 left. Oh, who thinks they know the final answer? 2 over 9. So 2 over 9. And that's it. So again, you can use either of those methods. Let's finish up the number 6, and then we're going to probably go on to what we were doing yesterday. All right, so let's go ahead and write down the number 6 and do the same thing. How many of you prefer just the dividing method? How many of you prefer the breaking up method? Okay, so we'll probably stick with that. So let's go ahead and see. And then in fact, as we do this, we can start breaking it up as we're writing it down. So on the number 6, by the way, negative divided by a positive is a what? A negative. So I can already put my sign, and I'm done with my sign. And I'm going to start breaking up as we go. So I'm going to put my 11 down. That's prime. It can't be broken up. Can the 5 be broken up? No.
Yeah, no.
No. So it's going to be just a 5. Can the 13 be broken up? No. In fact, I think I see something that the 13 goes in on the bottom. And then the 6, can it be broken up? So as you're bringing it down, I can bring down that 6 as a 3 times 2. All right, then on the bottom, we have a 5 that can't be broken up, and I bet you see that that can already be canceled out. 26. How can I break down 26? Does 2 go into it? 2 times 13. So I don't need to write 26. I can bring it down as a 2 times 13. Saves me some time. All right, then let's look at the 44. 11 times 4. And the 2 we'll just leave alone. Right. Because again, I certainly don't want to multiply straight across, because that would be a nightmare. All right, so then, can you see anything that'll cancel off?
11.
The 11. The 5. Very good. The 13, I'm just going to go in order. Did the 3 cancel off? Nope. The 2, and I can take either 2. By the way, do these 2 bottom 2s cancel off? No, because again, 1 has to be on top. It has to be separated by the division sign. So 1 on top, 1 on bottom, and I'll just take this one here and this one here. So circle what you got left so you don't lose it. Alrighty, and then, who thinks they know the final answer?
3.
Very good. It is 3 over 8. And that's it. So let me look at the time, because I wanted to see, there was another kind I wanted to go over, and we'll probably do a few, but they're really easy. Okay, no. Okay, we have time. Alrighty. So we did all of these yesterday, so flip it over. Okay. We're going to do just a few of these, and then we're going to get on to the assignment. All right. All right. When you see something like this, and I don't know if we mentioned it yesterday, did we mention what the word of means?
Multiply.
It means multiply. So this is multiply. If you see, you can use your paper, but I think you can do it right here, is I'm going to put 3/4 times 16. Because I have a fraction here, I'm going to make 16 into a fraction. All right. And if I earn $16, but this I earn $16, but I only work 3/4 of the time this week. Do you think I'm going to get my full $16?
No.
No. If this number is less than 1, my answer is going to be less than that whole number. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Come here, get it on. Yeah, just take them to your desk. One of them should work. All right, there you go. All righty. So we're going to set up just like normal. So this 4, does it go into the 16? Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and divide this through by 4. And this one I'm going to use the division method. 16 divided by 4 is what?
4.
Is 4. Can anybody tell me what that answer is? 12 over 1. So now, because nothing else reduces, so I've got 12 over 1. So I've only earned $12 because I worked 3/4 of my time. I didn't work my whole time. So 12 divided by 1 is what?
12.
Is going to be 12. Then let's go ahead and look at the next one. I earned $72 a week, but I only worked 1/4 of the time. Do you think I'm going to get my full $72?
No.
No, I'm going to get an amount less than that. So when you're multiplying by a fraction less than 1, you'll get an answer less than that whole number. So again, I'm going to set it up. These, you have room to do them right there. And on this one, because it's a little bit bigger, I think I'm going to break it up as I bring it down. Can you think of 2 numbers that make up 72? 8 and 9. So I'm going to put 8 times 9. And then it makes it a little bit easier instead of going 4 into 72. So now that you're looking at that, does that 4 go into one of the numbers?
Yes.
Which one? 8. It goes into the 8. So we're going to divide this through. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 8 divided by 4 is what? 2. Who thinks they know what the final answer is going to be? 18. 18 divided by 1 is just 18. And that's it. I've earned 1/4 of my $72 salary. I'm not going to get the whole thing. I'm going to get an amount much less than that. So let's look at this one. All righty. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put 5 over 9. There's no way that this is going to go in, I don't think. But a way that I can see it more clearly is I'm going to break it up. Does anybody know 2 numbers that will give you 48?
12 and 4.
6 times 8 is a good choice. So let's put 6 times 8. We could have also used the 12 times 4. That would have been good too. Okay. So now, look at my 9. Can you see a number that's in 9 that's also in one of these numbers? A 3. So that's a lot easier to see than if I had left it 48. So I'm going to divide both of these by 3. Again, you could break it up, but on these smaller ones, I'm just going to divide it through. So 9 divided by 3 is what? 3. 6 divided by 3 is what? Is 2. And 5 doesn't go into 3, or 3 doesn't go into 5. 2 doesn't go into 3. 3 doesn't go into 8. So guess what I have to do with all these numbers? Multiply straight across. So it's going to be 5 times 2 is 10. 10 times 8 is 80. Over what?
3.
Over 3. And that's going to be a little bit harder to figure out mentally. So I'm just going to put it down here. 80 divided by 3. So 2 times that is 6. Subtract. Brother bring down. And then go back to daddy divide. 7 goes into 20 how many times? 2. 3 times 3 is 9. 6 times 3 is 18. That's closer. So it's going to be 6. 6 times 3 is 18. Sister subtract. And what do we get? What's 20 minus 18? Is 2. So this one you bring it way up to the top as if you're putting R2. And we continue by dividing it by the 3 if we continued on. So the final answer is 26 2/3. All right. And then we're just going to do a few of these. Again, I need to be mindful of the time. Okay. So we're just touching on those. I'm not going to assign any more of these today. I'm going to give you another assignment that relates to this tomorrow, but we're going to flip it over And which ones did you all have to do yesterday? 1 through 4. So now you're going to work with the rest of them using the best method that works for you. Usually these down here, they start out easy, then they get harder. So let's go ahead and start with 18, 19, 20, and 21. And you might have to write them on your paper. And as you're doing it, we'll start with number 18. So as I'm starting with this one, can I break up that 10? I'm going to use the breakup method on most of these. What two numbers would you make 10 into? Okay, does everybody have paper? All right. Cameron, do you need something? Okay, so make it what?
2 times.
Make it a 2 times 5. Now, should I break up the 9? Look at all your numbers.
Yes.
Why not Genesis? Because 9 already goes into 27. So if it already goes into something, I'm just going to leave it alone. Okay. But that 27, how could we break up the 27? 3 times 9. And then, how could I break up the 2? I'm sorry, how could I break up the 4? Somebody just said it. 2 times 2. Yeah, let's just finish this up and then you go. So what can cancel off?
9.
The 9s. What else? And the 2. And is there anything else? No. So what do you do with what's left over? Straight across. So what's the top number? 15 over 2. All right. So this time I could put 2 chocolates in every box. That's it. I've got 15 chocolates. Who knows how many boxes I can fill up? 7. Very good. So 7. My leftovers, I'm going to put in empty size 2. So 7 filled boxes with 2 in every one. That is 14 pieces I've used. How many are left? Is 1. So that should be, before you write it down, find your answer down here somewhere. And here it is. And put the word between. And then go ahead and put the answer right here, 7.5. All right. And then let's go ahead and look at the number 19. Do you want to continue using the breakup method, or do you want me to use one where you divide? Breakup method? Okay. It seems to work really well. All right. How can I break up 20? 10 times 2. So the number 19 is 2 times 10. How could we break up 33? 3 times 11 times 11 can't be broken up. It is prime. How could we break up 30?
6 times
5. Okay. All right. I'm glad you said 6 times 5. Now, do I have a 6 or 5 on top? No. Is there a different way you could break it up? 3 times 10. Isn't there a 10 here? So that would be the preferred way. You want to try to break it up so it matches something on top. 3 times 10. And you're ready to go. What can you cross off?
11.
What else?
10.
And 10. Does anybody know what the final answer is?
2 3.
Make sure that you circle everything that's left so you see it. What is that going to be?
2 over 9.
2 over 9. And let's see if we got it. And by the way, when you're multiplying a fraction less than 1 times another fraction 1, your answer is going to be less than either of those. So let's see if we find that answer. I must have made a mistake because I don't see it.
No, it's on the bottom of the chain.
Oh, okay, right there. There you go. Yeah, so if you don't find your answer, raise your hand and we'll see what happened. But it is right here, straight. Okay. And then we can go ahead and put our answer here, 2/9. And then let's go to this one, the number 20. Alrighty, so the number 20. And these are the last 2 we're going to do, and then I'm going to come around as you're working on yours. So the 2 can't be broken up. How could we break up 15? 3 times 5. Now, when I come over to the 100, because I've used a 5, well, I guess I could break it up anyway. How do you think you want to break up the 100? You know, I'm going to put 10 times 10. I would have used nickels also. I would have said 5 times 20, but it's okay. So we're not always going to break it up exactly to match the bottom number. And then this 3 can't be broken up. So I don't see anything. Can I cross off the 3 and the 3? Is there a division sign in between the 3 and the 3? No, so I cannot cross it off. Can I cross off the 2 with anything on the bottom? No. What about that 5? Yeah, yes. What does the 5 go into? The 5 goes into the 10. Again, I could have broken up the 105 times 20 and we would have seen it right away. But we didn't, but that's okay. But at least it's smaller that I can see it. So 5 goes into 10 how many times? 2. Does anybody see the final answer? 40. 2 times 2 is 4, times 10 is 40. Make sure you circle all those numbers. Over what?
9.
Over 9. And then so we've got 40 over 9. My box size holds 9 chocolates. I've made 40 pieces this week. How many full boxes can I make?
4.
4. Very good. 4 full boxes. Any leftovers are going to go in a size 9. 4 times 9, I've used 36 pieces to fill up those 4 boxes. How many are left? I had 40 minus 36, 4. Alrighty. So let's see if that answer is there.
Right there.
Why am I not?
Sometimes. Right above.
Oh, right here. Here we go. Okay. So it is right there, and that gets the word street. And go ahead and put. Oh, I'm sorry. I did it wrong. That's the wrong word. Wrong word. It should be first. Okay. And then this is the last one we're going to do, and then you're going to be doing the others. Alrighty, so, all right, this one here. All right, and again, I should have said on this one, because that numerator was larger than the denominator on this number 20, that's why we got a number that was larger than both of those fractions. So let's look at this one. This one I think is going to come to a mixed number because that 15 is larger than 6. Can we break down the 8 into what? 2 times 4. Can we break down the 9? 3 times 3. Then go to the 15. Can you break down the 15? Into what? 3 times 5. Can you break down the 6? 2 times 3. Okay. Then, do you see anything that, well, in fact, you finish it. And let's see if you can tell me the answer. Does anybody have the first fraction?
No.
What did you get, Sean?
I have the answer before we do the fraction.
Yeah, you can tell me both.
Okay, the first is 20 over 9, and the answer is 2.
Does that sound right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. Awesome. Sean, you can go by the way. Okay. Right, so on this one, what can you cross off?
3.
The 3s. What else?
2.
The 2. Can I cross off these 2 3s on the bottom?
No.
Very good. No, because it's not separated by a division. So again, it is 20 over 9. And again, how many filled boxes can I make if I've got 20 pieces?
2.
2 filled boxes. Leftovers going to size 9. 2 times 9 is 18. And we've got 2 left over. Very good. And that is, so 2 and 2 9ths. All righty. and put the word minute. Does anybody have any questions? And then we're going to go from this in the next few days and go into multiplication of mixed numbers, but you've got to get the basics of this to be successful. But we're going to fly through multiplication of fractions much faster than we did addition. So you can begin, and I'm going to walk around to see if you have any questions or if you can't find your answer.